Mr95 here, also Jeffrey Lehrman, the managing editor of FPSGuru.com. I will be playing Call of Juarez Gunslinger. I got the chance to play this at PAX East earlier this year. I thought it was pretty neat. It was only a little brief demo thing. And, of course, the Steam Summer Sales, I bought it. And I've played a little bit of it, messed around with the arcade, messed around with the campaign a little. So I'm a few missions in, spoilers. Not that there's like a giant story going on. So you won't really get crazy spoiled, but it will spoil with missions. So expect spoilers. I'm gonna go with the story, as I was saying. I was debating using my webcam, but my new hair, because I cut it, doesn't look as good right now, so I decided not to. But maybe I'll stream later. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna try to get back into streaming some more. Right now it's only me, as opposed to usually when I'm streaming with my brother and a few friends. Because one, solo game, single player game, you know, makes sense. Two, well, as to the other thing, as to streaming more, I didn't have the password for this channel for a while, so finally got it back and figured why not get back into the gist of streaming.
As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob.
Audio stream.
And I have made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
Make sure I don't stream. I don't lag, actually. Yeah, that's weird. My chat's not popping up on my laptop. I'd like to have that working, but...
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator, or climb the ladder.
Either way, it's probably a bad idea. So let's take the ladder. The last part of the mission I was doing, they literally killed you on purpose because you went the wrong... Like, they made you go the wrong way and killed you.
I wanted to use the element of surprise. Plus, I figured I could use the exercise. I was warmed up already, so what the hell?
Alright, looks like my stream's working now. Well, I chose the wrong stream to look at my laptop. Where did I just come up from? What just happened? What was that? I like climbed up the ladder and then I was like in this strange spot. That was kind of weird. Maybe I'll just do the elevator. Screw it. Considering how that went.
I picked the more convenient and more dangerous route.
I'm gonna get to the top and it's just gonna break and fall to the bottom. No, I actually just leveled up. Let me adjust that. Deal some headshots. Pressing and holding Q will eat up. Blah blah blah. Interesting. So I guess I got my new rifle. Sweet. It's golden. Must mean it's good. These guys are annoying because of their hats. That's what's throwing me off. For the record, I am playing on hard, so if I die...
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
But now it's being, like, annoying. That's what I'm talking about.
The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
No, come on, what is this? What is this? What is this? make it. Like, the stupidest things are, like, gonna kill me. Am I not allowed to go this way? I'm supposed to jump to that? Like, I don't want to die again. Maybe I'm supposed to go the other way. Surprise me. This you can break, probably. Maybe not? No? I mean, there's explosives over there. There's been several moments in this game so far where I've been going along it, and like I'd be going the wrong way for the longest time. Just 'cause it's not obvious enough. Oh, it just fell. Okay. See, stupid things like that you just don't see. Because it looked obvious that I was supposed to go somewhere else. I'm glad they have a permanent waypoint thing in this so I can just use that occasionally at least. Let's see what we got, like a duel coming up. I'll be honest, I do suck at duels. Nah, it looks like it's not a duel, but I'll have to fight him. Henry Plummer. Apparently dynamite and plumbing go together. Think more of like Henry the Miner.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing.
I'm going all medieval on your ass. This cocksucker is smarter than you house here.
There's a few other dudes here too.
Boys, take this cocksucker out.
Try to get it.
I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Is he hiding? Alright, he comes in and out. One of those sort of boss fights. That actually worked out really well. Normally the boss fights for this aren't this stupid. I mean, I've only been in like 1 or 2 so far, but still. Oh, really? Now he's about to kill me. There we go.
So that's how Henry Plummer died.
No crazy kills.
Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
This is like the 3rd or 4th mission, and now I'm officially a bounty hunter. You know, I haven't killed people before this or anything.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
Alright, yeah, now on the 4th mission.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
So we move onward.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
Oh, my thing's not up high enough yet for me to do a ton of slow-mo parts.
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was cold in a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres
I think I was here for one of the
to
arcade
the very
missions.
same saloon we're sitting in today.
arcadey game. Like most of the items you can break actually give you points, which at work as experience, I think. Oh, apparently I'm going away from the story. See, that's another thing. I'm going the wrong way. Like, come on. You gotta block that off like it's a linear game or something. Bounty hunter for bottles. Where am I supposed to be going? There's no like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be going this way. Like the action just suddenly stopped. This is why you need to have that waypoint thing on. It just suddenly you have no idea where you're supposed to be going. I don't want to have it on so I instantly know where to go. But I had a feeling I might have to go in there. But like, where'd that come from? I don't want to leave it on just because, you know, like I said, I don't want to kind of rush. Press O. Alright. Well played, well played. This will probably be a
Look
duel.
around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and... Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer.
Wouldn't want to just kill him right away.
By the end, he
confessed.
confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
God damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch! Can't get a good shot at him.
What? They didn't see me?
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. As most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get
For the
past his
record, I
gun
can destroy all
hands.
these guys. I just mainly aim for headshots.
And that was easier
'cause,
said than done,
you know,
as most of them were
headshots.
as foolish and full of bravado as I was. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Oh, here's everyone's.
Tell Hardin someone's coming for him! Stop that sumbitch! Let the boys know we got another law dog.
I was gonna hide behind the rock, but you know.
Better 3 hours early than a minute too late.
Oh, now they don't all see me. Oh, is that a double headshot there? That was. That's pretty cool. That's never gonna happen again. Freaking hat. Where's the hat? You can go that way as like an alternate route over here. Maybe.
Tell Hardin someone's coming for him! Stop that sumbitch! Let the boys know we got another law dog.
How does he just suddenly know I'm behind him? Come on, man. didn't
I
even
wondered
fire.
if Bob was among them. and I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers.
It's a nice little reflex thing they do every now and then.
Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story.
Didn't get to get ammo.
I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Let's level up. Let's see, is there anything crazy I should go for here? Some of these ones are kind of steep, but... might as well max it out. I did get another headshot pair. It didn't look like it. I don't know how I pulled it off. They weren't near each other in the slightest.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
It does do stuff like that.
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
Never broken down a door yet. Well, guess I'm still not doing it.
In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
You think you can kill me?
I only have 7 shots left. And I can switch to my pistol. I don't really like to use it, but whatever. You know, this sort of game when I won't use a pistol. Yeah, I won't waste your time. Get some ammo. Man, no rifle ammo. Where's Hardin at? Where are you at?
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Dodge or comic scene or no? Oh, back to him. Normal scene. He's killed 40 people.
I felt a bolt of
And, yeah,
adrenaline.
He's supposed to be better
Or
than
maybe
me. I've
that
killed,
was
like,
fear.
Over 100 probably.
He was
Gotta
well
probably get
known
up
for his
this
tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
Not liking this. He's not moving. He's got his arms crossed. He's not doing anything. Why did it not fire? Why did it not pull? No! No!
No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
That's funny. He's a toughie. I don't like this whole, oh, the speed thing, where, like, you're not actually as quick as it says. Oh, come on. Why the hell heck did it pull off that far? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's... I don't know, like the crosshair then zooms out so much, like my focus is terrible. Or no, like, and the focus charges upward after I pull my gun. When I go to click to pull my gun, it takes like so much longer because apparently my speed's horrible, I guess. I don't know. And of course, he has dual pistols. Yeah, it's coming, it's coming. Nope, probably not. See? The accuracy is just horrible. Because I don't know if you see the crosshair, like there's one up and one down and one right and left. It's brutal, man. It must be horrible. This focus is annoying too, because the way you're supposed to do it is like you're not allowed to move it that much. The actual thing, you're supposed to let it move on its own out of you. Otherwise, the focus is like weird. Come on. See, how am I supposed to hit him when my gun is like firing sideways? It ain't happening. I apologize for this. I will win though. Such a pain. I should just do a dishonorable one at this rate. My speed is horrible. My focus is good. Oh, that was horrible. I'm done. I am done. See, my focus is still horrible. What is up with that? Hi, Slicer. Like, you see what I mean at least? Like, I had like 100 focus there.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline.
It was still hard, like terrible.
Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
I'm seriously thinking about just pulling it on them. It's dishonorable to pull before they fire, but at this rate, I don't even care. I don't even. What is this? I can't fire like that.
No, wait. He didn't hit me then.
Alright.
I'm sure of it.
I'm just gonna do a dishonorable one. That's rough. I'm sorry. It's just. This is just the dueling part of it. It's actually like kind of arcadey shooter. So I'll try and get past this guy if I can. Although I'm doing horrible at this part because it's annoying. Duels are just always annoying in this game for me. I'm still not going to be quick enough to get him with doing it dishonorably, am I? Watch. Goes right past him, because
that man was faster than grease lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
What's going on? What's going on?
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison.
That's
Years
weird.
later, after he was free, some restless Avenger took his life.
Yeah, I probably
Shot him in the
should've.
back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer?
That was weird.
Ben?
Normally I would have like shot him and he would have died or something, but
Thank you, darling.
it was worth the dishonor.
Yeah, some say
No.
revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, do you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Yes, I did,
Interesting
Ben.
now.
I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
Dances with renegades.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickle the nether regions of heaven. Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death.
Environment looks nice.
Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move.
Because he works with the wall.
He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
Is that a bird or is that just part of the log? Nope, it's a bird. Get points for killing objects and animals. Oh, look at that. Caught on to it.
They saw me before I saw them. And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
Alright. I'll play more safely. Like I said, I'm playing on hard. Oh, so they saw me first, and now I should be able to get the jump on them, right? Unless maybe I can go this path instead. I wonder if this has any difference. That's fascinating. It's like the first time they actually gave me a chance to do something like this.
They saw me before I saw them.
Oh, really?
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
You know, I just peeked out and they all saw me, apparently. Makes plenty of sense. It's like a Red Dead slow motion thing I can do.
It was rugged country,
Charges when I get
the
killed.
winter home of the Chiricahuas. And that's why they had retreated there. I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
Messing them up.
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
For the record, I can guess you can assume the person narrating is me. Whenever it's someone like Molly, Ben, or Jack, it's someone in like an inn because I'm just retelling my tales of bounty hunting. And yes, you can melee. I use a rifle, so I don't really melee that much. I mean, I'll melee. I'm just gonna say, am I supposed to go that way? Okay. God, it's just like, I'm not jumping into no hole. I switched to a pistol and then everyone starts being really long range. That's nice.
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black.
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
Think I can jump to that? Let's see. Oh, no. Bad idea. Not doing that again. Oh. I got two of them. these secret things, which are nuggets, they give me like extra experience and stuff. Because there's a ranking system. Yeah, I didn't die, I swear. Just like I could tell the story however I want. I was immortal, you know. Get that. And then I'll start going into the other perk trees. You don't have to just do one, you can do any of the three. Oh, you get
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars. They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
I had a feeling someone was gonna be there. It just
To be
seemed
honest,
like it.
I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
Oh, what did I mess up? I know there's something going on. But I apparently killed them. Oh shoot. Let me go back to my rifle.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to 2 Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death.
No, this isn't deep.
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him.
I was gonna say it looks like
He
a
came
boss
to
sort of
me
place.
unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows. And I sensed he meant me no harm.
Shoot him in the face.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient
He's got a
Indian
cowbell
spell
going
on me.
through his chest. What the heck is this?
As his story unfolded in my mind.
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would
How am I
have no
missing so
rainbow
much?
if the eye had no tears.
He said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
There's one back there.
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
Yeah, that's the second time I've seen him do something like that, where just like suddenly everything just happens. Like the world just changes out of nowhere. You know, because I'm telling a story. I can do whatever I want.
I felt
could
like
fly
I would be
suddenly,
lost
but
in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all
I
that
could shoot him,
mumbo-jumbo.
but, you know.
Mumbo Jumbo's right.
Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother,
I could
but
probably
I am
walk really
relating
slow if I
exactly
wanted
what
to
happened to me.
change anything.
There were dozens of Apache warriors
catch
aiming
up
at
to
me
him.
from on high.
Dozens.
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
I always think it's funny the way they... Where the hell's... Oh, he's right. The way they always say, like, certain... the dudes I'm going after...
I had a steep climb up
have,
creek
like, tons
ahead
of
of me
kills,
and
and I have,
scrambled
like,
up those
10
rocks like a
times
mountain goat.
I don't really care about those ones. Let's go for Gunslinger. Why not? Unless there's something else. No, Gunslinger it is. Lets me have dual revolvers. When you carry a revolver, you can press wheel up or...
I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me.
It's probably tough. White tribesmen using guns. Who knows? I
And
wish
wouldn't
they
you
were.
know it? That crafty son of a bitch led
Of course
me
he led me
right into a
'cause I
trap.
don't know how to...
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
kill them.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it
I
ended.
want to see their actual,
All right,
like,
but
100
I'm not
at
gonna
once.
drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
Oh. This is a good time for my pistols, probably. And for melee. Just like we should all go at them one at a time. They should be having someone trying to melee me right now. I'm sure they will eventually,
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not
See?
seen before.
but... Great trap there. More ammo, or... Okay.
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Okay. Okay then. He's a wolf now. Why don't we just throw unicorns into this while we're at it?
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty. Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
Jack doesn't like me, as you can
No,
see.
he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Should be interesting. Now you can tell me when my story's wrong.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville,
This
of
might have been the one I
course.
played at PAX.
I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of the riot.
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Feel free to subscribe, anyone watching, if you're enjoying the commentary and the gameplay. If you have any issues, like I said, feel free to let me know in the chat. I will adhere to them.
It was early morning. One of my
about to
friends
shoot
was a
him already.
local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street. Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding him about how he had no ambition. Well, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeyville just to shut her up. Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off.
I'm here a lot.
Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently.
I was gonna say, that couldn't have been
First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait for some of the bitches out.
But this bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
Black Mist? Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I mean, don't expect a crazy story, but it's alright. It's fun.
He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
I still think the dueling system is kind of messed up. Like,
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no
Plus, it was
mind.
cheap.
He saw a
I
way to
think
get
I bought
around
this
to
on
the
Steam
back
for
of the bank.
$10, and it was worth it. I'm supposed to go back
Then he
here.
figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. A moment later,
it's a cheap,
he
fun
was
shooter.
climbing up a steep ladder,
I mean, like you
laughing
can see,
at
I'm
danger
kind of
as he
just
did.
running in like a badass, killing people.
It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
Okay, then I can totally make this jump. You know. Let's pull out the pistol.
We've got company.
Probably should have reloaded before I went in.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim
Also
Booth,
Neo.
and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Yeah, the
Silas
narrator
Greaves.
has a bit of a personality. Okay. I shouldn't use pistols, I'm telling you. I'm totally a rifle guy. My rifle, I mess stuff up. I should be able to dual wield rifles. It would only make sense. I could switch that for a sawed-off shotgun. Is it pistol?
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch!
I would not mind having this as a pistol instead. Suddenly good with pistols.
Over there!
Oh, I actually went to press. I went to just shoot and not press the thing. You know.
That's Silas Greaves. What the hell?
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
No, still not outside. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot.
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Alright,
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
retell the
It
story.
was
again.
early evening, not high noon.
What, did he lie the first time? Oh no, it was probably Ben that told it, I guess.
The Daltons blew up a safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeyville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
I like the size as it goes down.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless.
On for the record, Black Mist, if
And
you're
finally,
not sure
they
to buy
did.
it, you can just watch this.
Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks
I am playing
at the
that
same
already.
time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
Face me, you coward!
Am I supposed to go in here? Or?
You can't get me. Keep shooting.
No, I guess
I
I'm
don't
not.
mind.
Oh, I bet there are a few times where I'm not exactly sure where to go.
What the hell?
Not the first time I've tried to take cover against one of those shield guys and then realize he's just gonna pummel me with it. Because, you know, walls can move.
And those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions.
Where am I being shot from? I hate when I'm getting shot through like leaves or something and I can't see what's going on. Alright, commence the reflexes with my sawed-off shotgun that has no ammo, yet apparently has infinite ammo. Logic doesn't exist. Do that every
I
now
caught
and
sight
then.
of the
See
Daltons
lost.
running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons, and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Nothing up here. And like I've mentioned a few times, you might have saw it kind of has a skill system where you can, as you level up from killing enemies, finishing missions, and breaking objects, you can then choose based on which tree, Gunslinger, Ranger, Trapper, you know. You're worth go. It's better off going into all of them, especially as you can see I maxed out one tree already. I mean, if you go for Gunslinger, it's not just going to be only for revolver stuff, it'll be primarily around that, but you also get stuff like quicker reloading or, I don't know.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together.
This is Donkey
They
Kong
set a
now.
trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Maybe I should have stayed still. I'm assuming I'm supposed to let them all just go by and eventually it'll be all cool, but I could be wrong. Nope, we're good. Someone's going down here.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Reeves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers, and I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
Sorry about that. Let's see if we can do a lot of damage with this. Yeah, that's working pretty well.
But
And
Emmett
that
Dalton
was now one
survived the
damage.
robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Let's see what we got next. Is Silas? I don't know how to say it. Silas Greaves an actual person? I feel like he is. No. Once I search that, it just pops up all called Juarez stuff. It's probably not. Nah, doesn't look like he is. Have to look into crazy bounty hunters stuff.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this!
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track them to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
This looks safe.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks. It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood. The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Bury them in the swamp! Where they stand?
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanted to do me harm, so I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends. The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause. Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen. But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view. But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon... Steve? Steve?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Indians? They were Indians?
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
So many explosives
Right.
with nothing going on.
See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Stop that, son bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits.
Explosive.
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son bitch!
Nope. Can't believe I did that. First got to.
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits.
It's bad.
Bounty hunters!
Let's
Stop
turn
that,
this
son
around.
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Bring it on!
I guess you just want to throw it. Or demo. Get them before they can even get the code.
I don't mind. You can't get me. Now you're in trouble.
Dynamite.
Out and out. Don't let that asshole get away with this. Shoot, I dare you.
Hopefully rifle. No, right. All rifle ammo. There we go. There it is. See, how's it firing through that? Can't see anything. Firing through like little grass and stuff. Strange. Let's see where I am. Run upstairs, get ammo. That's fine. Where's this coming from? Yep, someone just fell. This is not happening this time. Let me shoot them before I go up top. Unless they're not gonna show. At least one more. Should be. Show him how to die. I can shoot through grass too.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Another trap? No. Anytime you have to jump off a ledge into an area where it's like a pit, you know it's a trap. This place is too open.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
That's what I'm talking about. Use this. Hope I can't climb it.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
It's above me.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
You can't hide.
Oh, I guess that's an actual door for once. There it is.
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Let's see what happens when I jump down. Surprisingly nothing. I don't know why they made me do that.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them,
Glad to have them
after
here.
months of dogged
After
pursuit.
they didn't do anything.
But it turned out that they had me.
Yeah,
Take him out. I'm sending
kind
you
of
to hell.
didn't see that coming, but sort of did. Once it froze, I was like, well,
The Daltons had played me
I
like
thought
a
they were gonna
fiddle.
close the door.
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth Proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're
What I'm-
talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
Wait for
Oh,
the story to
God.
just pause.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. I was coughing up smoke and pretty damn pissed. I was done playing games with those
Okay, let's
boys.
stay on.
It was time to settle this once and for all.
Curious if it's gonna overheat. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to get off or something. I don't know. Okay, that's different. I didn't see them before all running out like that. Making it super easy. Okay, now I'm not getting hit like at all even. I'm probably gonna have to jump off eventually to the fire. I'm sure that'll probably be how it catches up to me.
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together.
Oh yeah, I still have to.
Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
I don't like this. I don't like this. Don't tell me I actually have to win that. I'm not gonna be able to win this fight. Oh, my speed is like done. I'm screwed. Oh, I could have done that. I could have made it. I could have made it. Alright, I'll be able to do it, I think, next time. That time I actually did kind of bad on my speed, but I don't know how I actually had that much time to shoot them. That was strange. That was weird. That one. Oh, dead. He fires too quick. I should probably go for the little one first. He's quicker, it appears, unless it changes, but we'll see. It's just he's harder to focus on because he's so much smaller. So I like switched it off, but we'll see. Doing well right now. There we go.
They got it wrong.
First one I've ever done well.
A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.
It's not even like a fair fight or honorable or anything like that. probably get more close combat stuff.
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
The Wild Bunch.
It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about.
Waiting for someone to say that
But
my
Bob
sword's false.
eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
No, this is the one I did for at PAX, the demo. Because I remember jumping through and stuff. I recall this one. As I've said previously, feel free to subscribe if you're enjoying the stream. I appreciate it.
I'd been on
Thanks,
their
guys.
trail for
Or
months,
follow, not
ever since they
subscribe.
left their hideout in
People
the
always bother
Bighorn
me about
Mountains.
They're joking.
Led by Butch Cassidy. They were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer.
Why would it just jumped that way?
They blew the bridge with the
Didn't stop
intention of
that.
forcing the train to stop. Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Swear, the headphones I'm wearing right now, or the headset, can't hear anything. Like, unless someone's yelling behind you.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Think I can go this way? No. Figured there might have been like an Easter egg or something, but they're like, nope. Think I can get a bird with my pistol? Come on. Oh, I used the rifle. Oh, okay, it's fine. One bird. I will find a bird. I can obviously make this jump. That was cool.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
I almost want this auto shotgun.
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
My dog's going under my desk. Just take him out the easy way. Oh, that did not throw it the right way. I thought I could hold it and it wouldn't just throw it right away. It threw it right away.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights, but I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die
We'll
that
get one of
day
these
anyway,
birds, you'll see.
so I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Maybe if I use the fast adrenaline. There we go. He made it far. Falling, that is. Whenever you go somewhere, or whenever something starts, you always have to look behind you, because you never know, there could be an Easter egg, or a collectible, or extra ammo.
At times, it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Oh, I totally shot that explosive from this thing. See, I did. Look at that.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a hand.
You mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
I don't care about ammo for the shotgun, but... That's a lot of people. I'm not doing all of them at once.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that? Retreat!
Really, there's like nothing in here. I'm surprised. Yeah, give me points. Try to go crazy on the pistols. Oh, whoa! That was cool. In fact, that was a shotgun. Not getting nearby, apparently. Is it off the train, maybe? I feel like they wouldn't have this little spot here just because, you know. Yeah, it's probably inside. Yeah.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they?
It's going down.
Only a few stragglers were left, and I had to cut them down pronto if I was gonna stay on old Bob's trail.
should probably just stand my Gatling gun.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nose Curry.
Who was he?
Duel time.
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after
No, you
Sundance, I
said
mean.
game. Not
And
gang.
Kid Curry. And maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Oh, there's money flying there right now. Oh, my speed is gonna be so bad.
On that very same
duels are
day,
getting
Butch
easier
Cassidy
now.
and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
As they get faster, they get easier, apparently.
They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Let's see, what time is it? Should I keep playing? I don't know. I could play a little, maybe another mission. We'll see.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
That Kid Curry's kind of crazy, ain't he? Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
At least 3. I was hoping they'd do more like idle talk about who the heck cares. What? I got 4. Fortunately, I don't have a silencer, so I can't do it that easily. Explosives there. Force that kill.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down.
This punk's going down. Make our way over to them.
Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
Where am I going? Oh, there's a map.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific. The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports. Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the Wild Bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5.
Sounds a little more reasonable than 85. Could be wrong.
Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me. The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards.
Just about to say, I think I could just shoot
A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Don't you blow us up now. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one.
Alright guys, I'm actually gonna hop off. For now at least. Maybe I'll come back later. I know I'm kind of bailing out of nowhere, but I actually have to go. Thank you everyone for watching. I will be streaming more. It probably won't just be me. I'll probably be streaming with friends and my brother, as I normally do. If you enjoyed the commentary and the stream, as you know, I try to keep it high quality and whatnot. Feel free to follow us so you know when we're streaming next. Follows help us, obviously. That's about it. You know. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Jeffrey Lerman, also Stinks95, managing editor of FPSGuru.com, also a good site. You know, check that out.